A very happy solstice to everybody out there. Now, I know I'd done a video yesterday and I woke up and I was like, oh, it's solstice today. I can't not do a video because the energy is like undeniably kind of good, but we have been going through the chaos and the calm. And that's what our temple meeting is all going to be about next week. So just to remind you all, the temple meeting is a free space to come and gather wisdom teachings for the initiates. That's you. And we go there to kind of like come together as tribe to connect and really practically apply the teachings that I've shared with you throughout the month. And we topple into temple, as we say. We bring all of that energy, all of that magic, all of the interactions we've had through comments and everything like that. So many connections that are happening all of a sudden. And yeah, we get to kind of like take that a little bit further, going into the temple, right? So that's meditations, activations, practical application of all the stuff that I've been sharing with you, and really coming into Sekhmet and Hathor, but primarily Hathor, because it's been joyous June. It's been all about that, and that's what this solstice is really vibrating and pushing that message forward. But Sekhmet and Hathor, like today I was driving and they were coming through with the creative directive, as I call it. And we're very, very much going to be working with the chaos and the calm and knowing how to harness that in our being and not run for the hills when chaos comes in. It's just Sekhmet. It's just power and divine feminine power, which is all about creativity. And, men and women, we get access to that and we bring our manifestations forward on such chaos waves, but we have to be able to harness the power and really, really bring the calm into our core, into the creation codes of Hathor. So we hold ourselves in very much peace state while the chaos goes on around us. That's the divine balance. That's the opposing forces. So the two elements, the chaos and the calm. So that is what the tone of the temple gathering is going to be about next week, last Thursday of every month. If you want the link, go to the website. I always pop the link into the write up below, and you just have to it's a one-time email entry. You get your link to the temple, and then you're in, okay? Because it's a reoccurring link. So it's your temple pass. So now let's go back to solstice. I mean, it's really been quite a month, and I've said it in every single video. Anchor into the joy, not into the chaos, because that's not your story. We've got to firmly anchor into the joy and tap into the chaos from there, and then you'll be absolutely fine. It's a bit like flying a kite. You don't let your feet leave the ground and get taken off with the wind, and then you're spinning out of control, and it's like, okay, bye. Do you know what I mean? Off you go, which can sometimes happen. It's about flying your kite, but being very, very much anchored to the ground, and you're holding that kite, you're holding it in your hand, and you're watching all these beautiful flick flacks and all of these things that it's doing. And guess what? With the chaos, with the kite, don't we control from the ground? Because we pull a little bit there and he does that. Pull a little bit there. I mean, I love flying kites. That's actually taken me back to my to my childlike state, which is my inner child. I used to love flying kites. You know what I mean? And it's like, how fun. So that was a great analogy, right? Bringing out more joy for joyous June. So today is the solstice that I speak of, and it's like the longest day. And it really depends on what part of the world that you're in. Either way, it's a win-win-win. Can't help but like speak out in poetry. So, of course, the solstice brings a very, very beautiful energy. The 20th and the 21st, you're going to be feeling it tomorrow for some days probably. I've just spoken to my kids in the UK, and of course, it's beautiful weather over there. They've just completed on some training that they've been doing, and they're all out enjoying, eating food with friends and just like, woo, and it's that kind of energy. And I was like, wow, celebration, joy, completion, fruits from the harvest. That fruits from the tree of life. It's ripe for the picking. Now, if you're on the other side of the world, we're going to get into that because it's the same outcome. It's all abundant. But if you are definitely in the part of the world where it's your summertime right now, harvest, celebration, power. What have I written here? It's the power of your actions, okay? Courage and manifestation. So basically what you're going to be experiencing is like a big celebratory energy, very Hathor, very like, woo, let's do this. And you're really going to be feeling quite chuffed with yourself. Even if you were going through some little bit of a shadow work yesterday, I know that I was. And it's like this rapid kind of like soul retrieval that's going on right now. Over and above wherever you are, you've got to admit that when the shadow comes in now, we don't spend days or weeks writhing it anymore. It comes in and we're like, oh, takes your breath away. And you're like, yeah, but that ain't me. I am not identifying with my pain or my suffering, but I'm understanding that that is what's leaving me. I'm in a massive detox right now. Open the door, let it leave. And it's coming through super quick Because we have anchored into joyous June, into our love, into our joy, into our play, into our truth, because we are upholders of Ma'at. We're all very connected to Sekhmet here. And of course, Hathor, upholders of Ma'at. We don't tip the scales. So we're in our unhappy state anymore. We balance it out. And the only way we can do that is by connecting in with our heart and being, it's an inside job, right? So abundance, fertility, the seeds you've planted were never forgotten. You might have slept since then and you thought it's not happening. You're going to see the little shoots bursting out the ground. And I always said June is going to be that time of celebration. You're going to start to see yourself in the world, the good part of self in the world. So far, we've seen ourself in the world, which is just chaos, as in not the good kind, pain, triggers. Oh, it's not okay to be me, yada, 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 vomit, nosebleed. So over it. But we're not doing that anymore, okay? We kind of unzip that zipper. We step out of the bodysuit and we go, whoa, here we are, world, okay? We really, we get into it, man. We get into it because it's our time. It's your time. It's my time. It's time. Okay, because the dark night of the soul does not last forever. Everything has an ending and everything has a beginning. So we are beginning a brand new way of being, right? So now let's flick over to the other side. If you're on my side of the world, where we're a little bit in winter, okay, we still have that. We're just in the dark depths of the divine feminine womb, really, where we're kind of like a bit more introspective, right? Even though I'm still tapping into the celebratory codes of you guys who are in the summertime. It's a blend. It's an infinity symbol and it's a balance. But over here, like it's still amazing. I woke up this morning and usually I dive straight into what's like worky stuff, kind of like, channeling and writing and, websites and things like that. And I got up and I was like, earphones on, decks switch on. Away we go. Cup of coffee. Let's bang some beats out, man. And that's what I did. And I didn't feel guilty about that at all. Had a great time, actually. And I'm going to get back to that in a minute. But like over here, it is kind of like introspective. It is going into the darker side of things and kind of going into the reflection of birthing or of creating in a different way. So of course, like, summertime, picking the fruit off the tree. Yeah, it's great. We're also kind of going through a deep immersive process of maybe soul retrieval and everything like that, because when you're in the dark waters, you get time, quiet space, don't really want to go out because you're a little bit chilly and cold. So there is that kind of like feeling of nurturing, still abundance, still receiving, still giving you, still making your heart feel all warm and cozy inside. It's just because it's cold, that's all. Do you know what I mean? So what I've written here is divine feminine, dark womb creation. It's the only way to create, right? Okay. No longer are we fearful of the dark. We're just not. We don't have to sleep with a nightlight. Okay. Shedding the old, restoring the power. When you kind of like have a reprieve from the world and you just sit and you chill. I mean, you can really, really kind of like, kind of really tap into some truths, hey? Because you slow it all down and you allow that time and space just to be nurtured and be still so the creative energies can come, right? Birthing from the darkness. As I said, we don't need a light anymore. We're really happy for that. So in a way, you guys in the summertime are kind of picking the fruits. We're kind of like cultivating the seeds in which it's like the wheel keeps turning, right? So it's a really, really deep transformative time for all of us to go into our creation codes. Like, it's either way, it's a win-win. And it doesn't matter if you're over there in summertime and you're picking fruits and you're over here with me and we're kind of in the dark depths of the womb. We're all one. So I suppose we can have it all. We're doing it all. Either way, I'm not unhappy. As you can tell, I'm not unhappy at all, right? So now, just to round this video off, because I know a lot of you are going through, I've been inundated by so many people going through physical purges, people like, I've got Soul Tribe that are in a hospital. In fact, everybody's been in hospital. I'm not lying. I've had about 3 messages today saying that something really bad has happened and they've gone into hospital. But after a conversation, it's like, oh, actually, what an amazing thing to be in hospital and have this deep, dark physical ailment that's been sitting obviously within you for a long time. It's now purged to the surface. So that's what's kind of like happening. It's like all of the energy that the physical body has held as a result of feeling so repressed and stuck in the shadow and the pain and suffering. This is a good sign. If your body is going through pain and you're going through an illness or you're going through an ailment of some sort, that's the body going, yeah, don't need that. don't need that, right? I'm going to tell you a story which is kind of like a bit weird, the story that I'm going to share with you. But a long time ago when I lived in Zimbabwe, my son's always been a cricketer, he even did it as a career, right? So every single waking moment, I was either following my daughter who was a horse rider, and I was on the side of the field doing that, or I would be following my son who's a cricketer, which is like hours and hours of cricket, right? And it's Africa, man, barefoot, running around, like, yeah, living my best life. So could be worse. And I remember standing on this thorn, and this thorn, I remember thinking, holy shit, that was really, really sore. And I couldn't get it out. Now, probably about 3 weeks later, all of a sudden I was like, what is that? It's still really sore in my foot, thinking that the thorn had been released. I saw this little black spot and I was like, ooh, so I stretched the skin and I gave it a bit of a squeeze. I'm not lying. A thorn came out of an acacia tree that long. And it just shot out my foot because my body was ready to repel it. It was like, yep, we don't need that anymore. And I know that sounds a bit gross of that story that I'm telling you, but that's the best way to describe the physical purging that we're going through. Holding on to it. The body can only hold on to things for a certain amount of time until such time a death has to come and a rebirth ensues, meaning it's an end of a cycle. I don't need to hold on to that pain for him or her anymore. Yeah, we can do this. We can close on this. And that only happens when the body purges shit out, when you have energetically, emotionally, mentally, whatever, changed your belief systems, you've shifted. So the body's like, well, the body's a messenger. I don't need to hold on to this anymore. Okay, we're going to deep dive, going to go through a little bit of initiation. You come through that very, very intense time. You come out and you're like, oh, how renewed do you feel when you come out of a big illness? I know I do. I feel like, oh my God, renewed, revived, and excited that I can actually go outside and breathe the air. So it is a rebirth, no matter what way you look at it. So I've written here, realizations and reaching out. I have also been having so many conversations with so many sisters. Guys, I got to say it. Come on, boys. Let's go. I've got a few of you that are very, very dear to me that we chat all the time. You know who you are. But it's like, come on, boys. We got to bring you to the forefront as well. It's all about the divine masculine and the divine feminine together. But anyway, it's the girls that have been reaching out, and Sekhmet has not been slowing down at all. She has been activating so many of you, which is exactly what she said was going to happen, and that I must be ready. And holy shit, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And I've had so many amazing conversations with so many of you with these activations and initiations that Sekhmet's coming with. Not just Sekhmet, other beings, but those beings are within you. So essentially it's you. So I just want to say to every single one of you who are new to the channel, every single one of you that have reached out and left some beautiful, beautiful comments and, really kind of like connected with tribe, which is what this is all about. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for bringing your light. Thank you for bringing your energy. And thank you for being here, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? The tribe and the pride, period. So this is my woo-woo video of the solstice. And I'm really, really excited, as you can tell. I'm booking out for the day and I'm going to go somewhere and I'm going to eat a sweet treat. Because why? Because I deserve it. And I like sweet things. Anyway, love and light to you all. So much love and immense amounts of light. And I'll speak to you on the next video. Peace.